as an entrepreneur? Okay, do you think it is innate or it can be learned? How many of them thinks that it's actually is born with it, entrepreneur? Please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And how many things that entrepreneur can be developed? Well, I think it's neither. I think it's a combination of both, which is you must have the quality combined with the theory from the textbook. That's my personal opinion. Okay. Please let me sidetrack a little bit. I have a young daughter. When she was in primary 3, she started selling rubber bands in school. Right? And she has people selling for her, and she paid them a commission. Can you believe it? And she also wrote a storybook with a small little commission, small fees. So I believe, yes, entrepreneur is in blood actually, right? On the hindsight, I don't know whether at that time, if I should have stopped her, because I have hindered her talent, right? I'm going to share with you about my first story, how I began. Actually, my father was a fishmonger, and his store was the most patronized store in the whole market. And I always wondered why, and I asked him. And he told me, you have to be different. Because if you are selling the same thing, you are basing on selling price. You're always going cheap in order to get the business. So, in order to do well in whatever at that time for him is to make sure that whatever he's selling has to be different. And true enough, most of the weekends you can see that his store is crowded with people. And from there, I learned something, that the word different, niche market. And that is where I started to learn about what business is all about. You may be thinking that I'm lucky to have learned these lessons from my father. But I learned all this, I was curious enough, and questioned the things that he worked. At this moment, you may not think much about working as a part-time, especially some of them are still doing part-time jobs, right? So to me, is that do not waste this opportunity to learn. Okay? Some of you not notice that the part-time jobs that you are doing, for example, servicing people, it is a very humbling experience. So don't belittle with all these works that you are doing. It will help you in future. You watch, you learn. More importantly, you internalize. Take ownership of whatever you are doing. Okay? Responsibility. Dream. I don't believe in dream. I only set goal and I work actively towards it. Which is passion, the professor have touched on. Confidence and courage. Confidence. You will always ask yourself, when are you going to take this big step to set up your business? Setting up a business is a very big challenge and it's a big step in your life. When I first started my business, I only had $5,000. When I decided to set up, my mom was so worried. She kept asking me, are you serious that you want to do your own business? Where are you going to find the money? And I only have one asset, which is my car. So I sold my car to raise my capital. And that's how I started my business. And let me show you. This is the office that I have. It's in the small little garage next to the temple. My father-in-law is kind enough to lend me that space. We started with only me and my wife back in 1993. I have to do from A to Z. I have to do sales, I have to do wiring, assembly, packing, all the way to delivery. 10 years later, this is the building I bought. Let me tell you about my journey for the last 23 years.